Welcome to this lesson to help you learn English with the news. We're going to read a news article together, and you're going to learn a lot of advanced vocabulary, complex sentence structure, advanced grammar, and even correct pronunciation directly by reading this article with me. Welcome back to JForce English Training. Of course, I'm Jennifer, and this is your place to become a fluent, confident English speaker. Let's get started. Welcome to our article. I'm sure you recognize Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, this comment here says, so Leonardo DiCaprio is nearly 50 and dating someone who went to prom on Zoom. So that's what we're talking about in this article, the potential relationship and age gap, the age difference between these two. The headline of our article is Leonardo DiCaprio, 48, denies dating model Eden Polani, 19, but the internet is calling BS. Now, this is celebrity news, celebrity gossip, so it's written in a very informal way. Keep that in mind. This, in brackets, of course, refers to the age of each person. So Leonardo DiCaprio is 48 years old, and this is model Eden Polani. She's a model, and she is 19 years old, so very young. But the internet is calling BS. Okay, so first, let's go to deny, because this is important. When you deny something, you claim it isn't true. So Leonardo DiCaprio is saying that he is not dating this very young model. I want you to notice the sentence structure. What do you notice about our next word? Denies dating. Dating is a verb, to date someone, and that means to be in a romantic relationship with someone. But what do you notice about the grammar of this verb? It's the gerund verb. It's a verb plus ing, which is our gerund. So notice that the verb deny is a gerund verb. The verb that follows it needs to be in the gerund form. Here's another example sentence. Again, notice that gerund verb. Joe denies stealing the money. Joe says, it isn't true. I didn't steal the money. But the internet is calling BS. BS. Do you know what this stands for? Well, this is a slang expression. BS is an abbreviation for the word. I can't say this full word because you're not allowed to swear on YouTube. Your videos could be penalized if you do. So I'm sure you understand what letter is missing here. So that's what the word stands for. It's considered offensive, which is why YouTube doesn't like it when you use it. It's considered offensive. So I don't encourage you to use this word, but it is very commonly used. BS is the abbreviation because you take the first letter from here and the second letter from here. Sometimes we also abbreviate it by saying bull and just dropping the second word because it's this word that is considered offensive. Bull isn't really offensive, and neither is BS. Is really just this one word. Now, when you call something BS, you're saying it's nonsense. It's not true at all. So here's the definition. Now, let me give you an example sentence. They said I stole the money. So Joe could be saying this. They said I stole the money, but that's BS. That's BS. So if you want a more polite way of saying this, because remember, I don't recommend using this, maybe with your close friends, for example, you could say, but that's nonsense. That's nonsense. And this is not offensive. So you can use nonsense, but now you know what this means when you see it. All right, let's continue on. So Leonardo DiCaprio denies dating this very young model. Chatter about Leonardo DiCaprio, 48, allegedly dating teenage Israeli model Eden Polani, has been making rounds on the internet for over a week. Let's start with chatter. This is a noun, and this is specific to internet terminology because chatter is just conversation, communication between people, but specifically over the internet. Here's an example sentence. My company monitors our chatter. So monitors our communication on the internet. So conversations you have on Twitter or Reddit or other forums or other sites where you communicate. Monitor means that they review it closely. So chatter, just conversation online about Leonardo DiCaprio, allegedly. Allegedly is used because they're not 100% this is true. So we use the adverb allegedly to show doubt. Here's the definition. Let me give you an example sentence. Going back to poor Joe, Joe allegedly. So someone said it's true, but there is no proof. It hasn't been proven yet. Joe allegedly stole the money, but he denies it. Remember, if we were to use a verb, it'd be the gerund verb, but he denies it. He said it's complete BS. Or to be more polite, you can say complete nonsense. Okay, so chatter about Leonardo DiCaprio allegedly dating teenage Israeli model Eden Polani has been making rounds. So when you make rounds, it means you go from place to place to place. So making rounds, remember, they're talking about the chatter making rounds, the chatter going from place to place. So in an online context, the places would be Twitter, Reddit, TMZ, that's where this article is from, forum posts, TikTok, YouTube, and it's going this rumor that Leonardo DiCaprio is allegedly dating this teenage model is making rounds. It's moving from place to place, specific on the internet because we're talking about chatter. Let's continue on. The two were photographed sitting together at an LA event, sparking rumors about a possible relationship. Okay. So they sat together at an event and now everybody is saying, oh, they must be dating. So that is a rumor. Did you hear that Leonardo DiCaprio is dating a teenager? Oh my God, I can't believe it. That is a rumor. It's information that may or may not be true that spreads. Spread is another way of saying to go from person to person. So of course, I see this rumor to one person, but then guess what? That person is then going to say, oh my God, did you hear? And that person is going to tell another person. And then a lot of people are talking about it, right? Now let's talk about this verb, sparking rumors. This simply means causing rumors, causing. So what sparked the rumors? What caused the rumors? It was the fact that they were sitting together at an event and then probably someone took a picture, posted it online, and then, oh my God, did you see? And that's how the rumors started. Polani was born in 2004 and is currently 19 years old. So she's a teenager. Notice I was using that word before. They used it in the article teenager. Teenager. A teenager is someone whose age ends in the word teen. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Those are the teen years. 12 doesn't end in teen. So 12 years old, you're not a teenager. 20 doesn't end in teen. So it is 13 to 19. that is the age group of a teenager. And it sounds very young. So if you hear that a 48-year-old is dating a teenager, that sounds very young because a teenager could be 13 years old, right? Let's continue on. Given DiCaprio's track record and his recent split with 25-year-old Argentinian American model. Okay, track record. Your track record is your past accomplishments or your failures. So if you're applying for a job, you could say, I have a great track record of getting results, which means you have a lot of accomplishments in the past getting results. So you can definitely use this in a job interview. It will sound really professional. So let me write that example. Here's the example. Now notice they're using it for Leonardo DiCaprio's track record of dating younger women. So in his past, he has dated a lot of younger women. So that's his track record. And then they talk specifically about one woman he dated, and they say his recent split. So when you're a couple, but then you split, that's another way of saying you end your relationship. You break up. So he was in a relationship with this 25-year-old model, another model, but then they split. They broke up. It is more common to use the phrasal verb break up. Split sounds a lot more informal, whereas breakup is the common expression used. We don't really say they ended their relationship. That sounds a little too formal. It sounds like the literal definition. We say they broke up, but the casual way is they split. Now here, we're using rumored again. A rumored relationship with Polanyi. So remember, rumored in the sense that it may or may not be true. A rumored relationship with Polanyi was hardly a reach. Okay, notice it started with given. Given means that based on. So based on his previous track record of dating a lot of younger women, it's hardly a reach. What does this mean? Well, hardly just means not. So in this context, it means it's not a reach, which means it's not difficult to understand why these rumors exist. These rumors exist because he has dated many, many younger women, models specifically, in the past. That's his track record, remember? So not a reach means it's not difficult to understand that something is true or not difficult to imagine that something is true. Let's continue on. But on Tuesday, a source close to DiCaprio, a source is just someone who knows DiCaprio well, someone who is a friend or an acquaintance or has information about him. A source close to DiCaprio told TMZ that the star was not dating Polanyi or in a relationship with her at all. He just happened to be seated next to her at the event. Okay, let's talk about happened because it's also in quotation marks. He just happened to be seated next to her. The sentence structure is to happen, and then we have our infinitive. He just happened to be seated. So it just means that whatever is, so here it's to be seated, that was by chance. By chance means it was not planned in advance. So by chance, I'll just write that. Not planned in advance. So this is saying that Leonardo did not plan to sit beside the model. the teenage model. He just happened to be seated. Now, happened is probably in quotations because they're saying, oh yeah, he just happened. He probably did plan it, right? So they're casting doubt on if this is true or not. He just happened to be seated next to her at the event, and the two were hanging out. So hanging out is just interacting socially. I'll put this here. Interacting socially with the same group of people. However, netizens, this word is new to me. I had never seen this word before, and when I saw it the first time, I'm like, netizens, what is this? I had to look it up in the dictionary, but it has a very simple definition. A netizen is a person, and it's a person who uses the internet. So the internet is also just called net, right? And that's how this word begins, with net. So you know how a citizen is someone who lives in a city or a country, right? Citizen. So they probably just took this as in and then they added net, netizen. But again, I've never seen this word before. So I don't know how common it is, but it is in the Cambridge Dictionary. So I don't know. Have you seen this word before? Maybe it's just me, but I am a netizen. I mean, everybody is a netizen. Everybody uses the internet. So I don't really understand the purpose of this word, but netizens are not convinced this is the truth. So netizens, the people who follow the Twitter feed or the YouTube videos or the Reddit posts, they're not convinced that he just happened to be seated next to her or that they are just hanging out. They don't believe it. So that's what convince means. They don't believe it. Let's continue on. Most pop culture followers believe it's a public relations move to protect DiCaprio from further criticism about his controversial dating habits. So the fact that he's saying we're not in a relationship, remember, he's denying it. He's saying that's BS, that's nonsense. They're saying this is a public relations move, which means he's strategically saying this to protect his public image. That's what public relations is about managing your public image. A move is just a strategy or a plan. So I'll write that for move, a strategy or a plan. Strategy or a plan. So it's just a plan to protect him from criticism. Criticism is negative things that people say about you. And it's his controversial dating habits. Controversial is an adjective. It describes his dating habits. And when something is controversial, it causes disagreement or discussion. So obviously people are talking about the big age difference between them. Is that appropriate? Is it inappropriate? That's why it's controversial. And dating habits, well, his dating habits are that he likes dating young women who happen to be models. I don't know. Can you blame the guy? Who wouldn't want to date young women who are models? The news has fueled a deeper conversation about legal age gap relationships. Okay, they're saying it's legal because she is an adult. So by law, you become an adult when you're 18 years old. You're a legal adult. So 18 years old, legal adult, at least in North America. Could be different other places. So the model, I don't remember her name, Eden Poloni, is an adult. She can make her own decisions. If she wants to date Leonardo DiCaprio, well, she's an adult. She can make that decision. So she is a legal adult. But age gap, so he's 48 and she's 19. the gap is between those ages. So it's the difference. We often use this to say there's a big age gap. There's a big age gap between them. Or you could say the opposite, and you could say there's only a 2-year age gap. Again, gap means difference between my husband and me. So gap means difference. And you can talk about the age gap in friendships or other type of relationships. It doesn't have to be just romantic relationships as well. So the news has fueled. Fueled means cause something to continue. So it's caused these conversations to continue. So that's what fueled means. I'll write that out here. So our sentence structure is something has fueled something. So the news has fueled, and this something is the deeper conversations. So it means something has caused something to happen. That's fueled. So the news, remember, which is a rumor about their relationship, their alleged relationship, has fueled, has caused this deeper conversation about legal age gap relationships, their ethics, and their inherent power dynamics problems they come with. And that is the end of our article. So now I'll go back and I'll read the article from start to finish. And this time you can focus on my pronunciation and follow along with my pronunciation. Leonardo DiCaprio, 48, denies dating model Eden Polani, 19, but the internet is calling BS. Chatter about Leonardo DiCaprio, 48, allegedly dating teenage Israeli model Eden Polani has been making rounds on the internet for over a week. The two were photographed sitting together at an LA event, sparking rumors about a possible relationship. Polani was born in 2004 and is currently 19 years old. Given DiCaprio's track record and his recent split with 25-year-old Argentinian-American model Camila Morrone, a rumored relationship with Polani was hardly a reach. She's 29 years his junior. But on Tuesday, a source close to DiCaprio told TMZ that the star was not dating Polani or in a relationship with her at all. He just happened to be seated next to her at the event, and the two were hanging out with the same group of people. However, netizens are not convinced this is the truth. Most pop culture followers believe it's a public relations move to protect DiCaprio from further criticism about his controversial dating habits. The news has fueled a deeper conversation about legal age gap relationships, their ethics, and the inherent power dynamics problems they come with.
Amazing job with this lesson. Now, you can look in the description or look in the comment section below to find the link where you can download the free lesson PDF that summarizes everything we learned in this lesson. And if you found this lesson helpful, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe. And before you go, make sure you head on over to my website, jforrestenglish.com, and download your free speaking guide. In this guide, I share 6 tips on how to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And until next time, happy studying!